Hello, everybody. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is a recording of what was a live Ustream broadcast. If you'd like to join in the live chat with the rest of the ladies, go to ustream.tv, look for Inky Obsessions, click follow, and you should be notified whenever I go live. So anyway, these are some of the prime canvases. I did watercolors on the prime side this time and not the icky canvas side. Thinking it was canvas, I should use the canvas side. Not so much. Anyway, this one, well, I used something that's still tacky on there. I'll show you something else that I did that I thought was a good idea, but it's not. Yeah, Jean, I think so too. I just recorded. So this one, I decided to try different sealers on it. So I used a varnish, a liquid varnish up here, and of course it reactivated everything and it turned this whole thing, was dragon purple into everything. So that's what it did up here. Here and in here, I used two different spray varnishes, and they actually work. Krylon and Liquitex. Right? I used both of those and a little patch just to see if it would make it run, what it would do, and that worked. And then down here in this corner and up in this corner, I used the Distress Glaze, rubbed it on here, down here, and I used Dorland Wax up in this corner. So all of those sealers worked. The sprays and the waxes worked. The liquid, of course, not so much because it is watercolor after all. I was just trying it, going out on a limb. So this is a fail, but I was experimenting on it. So I knew that the paint through a stencil was going to leave me big blotchy stuff like this, right? So then I thought to myself, hey self, what about if you just used your ink pad and stamped on it? And at first, I did this one because this is the one I wasn't crazy about the colors and how I like it, but it's not my favorite, right? It's kind of washed out. And you see how faint they came out? And I thought, I don't want them that faint. And then I thought, well, hey, maybe I just got to re-ink my ink pad. So I re-inked my ink pad and voila, they're dark again. And that was acceptable. So then I thought, well, I'm going to put some circles on there. So I dunked my handy dandy mason jar lid in some black paint and stamped them. So this one came out perfect. And then I went to stamp up here and I somehow smudged it and then dropped it. And you can see the smudge and you can see where it went like this and went in a circle and spiraled and fell off the page. Like, damn it. So I just threw the rest of this on here to see if I would like it. Hi, Bunny. So, oh, did I see Carrie Ann too? There's a lot of ladies getting scattered up here for a last minute launch. I appreciate it. Hey, Debbie. So the more I looked at this, the more I wasn't wild with the stuff on it. I liked just this favorite one again. And I thought, I don't need anything else on there. I can just do a book cover in that. Now I am on the spine going to put my black and white checked duct tape down the spine. So it'll have that little thing over here. But I think I'm just going to do this, like this. Now this one hasn't been sealed, so I've been hesitating, but I need to seal it. I think I'm going to go with one of the waxes. But I needed to find a back page for that. So, where the hell is it? Hello? I thought I had one. Oh, no, oh, yeah. Oh, it was going to be this one, and then I already put the pictographs on there. This one was kind of matched pretty good. But I don't know. Maybe I'll try to do one more and see what I get. This one is divine in person. Oh, look at this. Little bunches of peeking through there. Hello, lover. I got one sheet left. And These two I could use, but I want this one for sure. So let me throw this one back in the trash where it belongs. Patty, are links open? No, not at all. Go ahead. Yeah, they should be open, Virginia, and you're welcome to share anything. Kay Moore, that's a new name. Hey, Bagel Mom. Hello. So, all right, I'm going to try to do this again. Good Lord. So here's, I'll show you these later. I got these in the mail, and of course I dropped them when I got out of the car, and they busted apart, and the paint fell out of the pans, and they're all out of order, but they came from Japan. I got them today. And I got this nifty little porcelain, I think it's called a bear claw palette. And I've seen these, but the only place I've ever seen that you can get them is in the UK. So I did. Came pretty fast, actually. So let me get stuff out of harm's way. All right, let me get some elbow room here. This isn't what I was planning on doing, but I can't cover my book without my matching page now that I messed it up with the ink. Get those out of my way. Need a little elbow room. What porcelain palette? Yeah, I really like. I haven't used it yet. I just brought it downstairs when I came down. I opened it up yesterday and I washed it. It felt kind of powdery from shipping in this raw part in the bottom. And I washed it. Now it's nice and slickery, slippery. And I hear everybody saying that with this kind of palette, it doesn't beat up and you get a truer mix and feel and visual of the paint. So I'll give that a go. Not right now. Okay. So I have my last trusty sheet. Oh, crap. And it's glued to the cardboard. I guess that won't really matter. It's probably going to get cut off anyway because this is bigger than my book I'm going to put it on. You know what, Sandra? I didn't even have time to look for my triangular brushes. Just rifling through my yep, there it is. Rosemary and Company triangular. Come on, focus. There you go. Yep, there's one of them. I thought I got two different sizes, but it's a little out of control down here. So ladies coming to Baltimore next month. Can you believe that? Thought it was so far away, and now it's just, I don't know, where are we? 5-6 weeks. But I've been trying to make some calls today to Dick Blick's and Jerry's Artorama and Cheap Joe's to see if I can convince them that they should donate some supplies to me for my giveaway stash. So we'll see what they come back with. So I'm going to use the gesso side. Get this out. Oh, put this puppy dog picture up there out of the way. I was showing that to somebody the other day. Okay. Let me get my little bits ready here that I know I'm going to use so it matches. Actually, you know what? I think I only have, you know what? Am I out of this silver ink? Holy mama. Not quite, but I am almost out of this stuff. So this is going to have to be a real tight painting with no mistakes, people. What did you order in rose gold, Z? I saw ordered one in rose gold and I missed what it was. I'll show you too. I was trying to make some new watercolor paints out of some pigments. And I saw this a YouTube video where somebody was using these two things from a company called Sugar on acrylic nails. I'll show them to you later. And I thought, oh, I'll put some of that Schmink Up medium with it and make them watercolors. Well, the one is still sticky from 3 or 4 days ago on this piece of canvas. Oh, yeah, this. Yeah. It's actually the only wax like this I've ever had that smells good. Yeah, I did see CC's rose gold bits. Hey, Patty, you made for metallic markers. I know, aren't they nice? Especially the silver one. The gold, I have the gold one, but it doesn't seem to be as mirror-like shiny as the silver. At least for what I've used it for. And I really wish it was because I love gold. Anyway, okay, let's get going. So let me get some of this juiced up. And okay. Looks nice too. Looks like real copper. Oh, does it? I don't think I got. Did I get? Oh, I did get the copper one. Well, of course I did. I did get the copper one. I don't. Seems to me when I was playing with them, it reminded me of the gold, and I've like only ever used the silver. But I did get a smaller silver one the other day. Whatever this one is, 4mm. I did get this one. This is what Virginia's talking about in chat, guys. The PBO 4 artist markers. These are oil based, and that's what I use. That looks like a silver mirror when I do collages and stuff. All right, let me wet my paper. Running low on water. Let me put some water in here. It's not going to be tonight, Eileen, that I don't use blues, because I got to try. I'm trying to match this page. I know I'm probably going to lose subscribers because I use purple and turquoise all the time, but that's okay. I think I saw somebody saying something. Yeah, I didn't think so either, Jean. Oop. Scroll my window right out of the hell am I doing? All right. So this is what I'm going to try to duplicate. Of course, we know that I can't duplicate it, but I can duplicate the colors and the ink and cross my fingers. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to look away from chat for a minute so I can pay attention. What the hell? Pay attention to what I'm doing. And I wet this pretty good. And yes, we're going with the same colors because I need a matching page. This is Fallow Turquoise by Daniel Smith. Look how yummy you are. Let me bring in a little bit. All right. That's all I'm going to bring in because you're going to be off screen and then I'm going to be all hosed up here. And then next to that, I love putting this dioxazine purple. This is a core color. This is a mover and a shaker. Watch this move. Anything you put it on, it just starts spreading out. Like, move over, baby. Dioxazine purple's coming in. It's nice and dark and very rich. I like when these two mix too. And I want to get this brilliant purple, this brilliant violet. This is a Schminke color. This looks real purple and a little red violet, but it dries to this hot pink. Hey, Allie. See how this is puddling over here? That's what I'm going to drop the silver ink in and then dip it and let it run. And that's what I'm going to do. And I was using some of this cobalt teal. I use that as well. And the silver ink, when you start tipping it around, it kind of takes over, which I didn't mind a bit. Get some of that mixed in there. No, it's not Opera Rose. It looks like it. All right, let's do, I think this one's Imperial Purple. That's another nice dark purple. That's a Daniel Smith. That's one of the ones that I'm going to put in my palette that I'm going to do for cat, artistic cat. That's where I get all my, hey Shauna. That's where I get my, my half pans of Daniel Smith from Artistic Cat, K-A-T-T, on Etsy. And on this canvas, when you're rubbing it back and forth and scrubbing it, it kind of bubbles up. I don't want to lose my puddle here too much. You'll just have to trust me that it does. I'm an honest person. You can trust me. This isn't as dark as I want it, so I'm going to go back with a little bit more of that. And let's go back in here with almost out of this one. Shocker, ultramarine turquoise. I'm almost out of. How can that possibly be? And I'm just splatting these down. There's no rhyme or reason. I just want different colors down here. Before this gets too dry, I'm going to get a little silver in there. I'm going to put some in the plops where it's the wettest. And then what do I need down here? Let me put another blob of this Schminke Brilliant Violet. That's so weird how that comes. See how that's turned to pink already? This is the same color right here I'm putting down now. Crazy, I know, but it's true. Almost out of that too. And the ones I'm going to use like this, I'm going to replace in tubes. I'm going to get some more dioxazine. Look at that travel. It's a mover and a shaker, I'm telling you. And I'm going to put, even though it's a little similar to this color, I'm going to put some more phthalo turquoise down here. It's similar, but it's different. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit of African jade here and there. I ordered more of this. I know Leslie from Color Artists has been really backed up with her orders from Anne-Marie Ritterhoff. Glenda, hey. I see a Leslie too, but I don't know which Leslie it is. But hello, Leslie. Okay. Put a little bit more in here and in here because that's kind of fallen under the pigment. All right. Let's see what happens. I'm going to spray it more. And this is kind of what I'm hoping for, but already I see it's not exactly like it. But this is the one I did. I'm trying to mimic. Yeah, CB, she was buried. She got like 750 orders, like in the first week that Anne Marie showed her pours with, hey Judy, with using the primary elements. It went nuts for her. She had to hire 3 extra people to help her try to keep up. That's kind of weird. This washed out here. A little more dark in there. This purple's almost all moved. See that? I'm going to go back in here with some dioxazine. Give that another little bit of a chance. See what happens with that. And I'm going to move these puddles one more time. Let it kind of get in those new areas. Oop, wrong one. Make that darker. A little darker, please. When this moves off of this canvas, it sometimes like really moves. Takes most of the pigment with it. All right, so I'm gonna set this happy little guy off to the side and we'll see what happens. It's gonna take a while for it to dry. We shall see where we end up. In the meantime, I'll show you a couple of things that came here. Hold on. Get a little drink. My leftover snowball I got on the way home from my mom's. I get a diet coconut snowball with vanilla ice cream in the middle. I know that's not Weight Watcher friendly, but apparently I've abandoned the plan for quite some time now. I got to get back on the stick. Okay, so this is what I was playing with the other day. And put these lids back on. Put that over there so I remember to order more. So I took this Schminke Aquarelle Bind a Middle. I don't speak German, but that's what it is. And it's ready to use watercolor binder. So supposedly you can mix it with dry pigment and Viola, you got some watercolor cans. So I've done that with my some of the primary elements, right? I did that playing around with that. And I made some more, but they're still really sticky. And I thought that's what I used with the other ones in here. But these are still, and it's been several days that they're really sticky. But this one, and this one Let me see if you can see these. I don't know if that's going to show up, but you can see the purple pigment in there, or just the blue. It's a very strong two-tone of purple and blue. Shocker, I know. I know. It's not going to show it. But anyway, it's very apparent here. It looks like dichroic glass. Like you look at it one angle, it's blue. You turn it this way and you see purple. Can you see that? Oh, they're kind of focused. It's not really showing that color change though. You're going to have to trust me. This was the other one. And this was like an iridescent, micro fine glittery stuff. Right? So here they are in the pots. Yes, it is. It is kind of yellow, CB. It is. Hey, Pam. It sure is. So these, I don't know what the heck I was watching. Something on YouTube. And these are actually made for the acrylic nail world. And they came with these little finger cots and little applicators and a little makeup sponge where you do the nail and then you put this on top and then you kind of buff it. What do I want to say? Like burnish it, and it adheres to the nail, becomes one with the nail, and it's permanent. Apparently you don't have to put anything on top of it for a coat. So I was looking at the colors and I thought, daggone, they're pretty cool. So of course I tried a couple. The company's name is Sugar. Let's see if you can see these. The blue one is called Mystique. Come on. It's a pain in the buttski. Oh, that really aggravates me. When it won't focus. Why won't you focus? Do I have to take autofocus off? That seems counterintuitive to me. Let's see. I'm going to take autofocus off. Now let's see what happens. Well, hell, that doesn't matter either, does it? All right, well, let's forget that. You'll just have to, again, trust me. Aggravate the hell out of me. This says Sugar Mystique on it, right? That's what that one is. And this one is called Luminara, is the name of the color. Let me try to show you what these look like in the pot. Yeah, they weren't cheap, Jean. And it's kind of an interference thing, I guess, because look at it on the black. See where it's shifting from greens and pinks, right? And you look at it in here against the white. See how different it is? And I made a little pot of watercolor, I think, out of it with that medium, and that's what it looks like in there. So that was that one. And this is really micro fine. Put the cap on that bad boy. This, God, it looks so cool in there. You're never going to see that purple in there, though, with this. Nope, it doesn't show at all. Finally focused, though. Yep, you don't see the purple at all in there. It's so obvious in here, though. I can't believe that doesn't show. Really strange. Everybody's probably sick and tired of seeing it. There you go. A little bit of the purple flashing in there. See that? It's like the angle that the... Let me put this daylight thing on here. See if that makes a difference. So weird. Anyway. Let's see if these actually work like watercolors now that I mixed them up and bought the pigments and mixed them with the Schminke stuff. Yeah, could you see it? Yeah, just a little bit in there. It's really like a royal purple in person. At least I have some people seeing it. So let's give me a smaller brush. You know what? I'm not going to use one that's a really Da Vinci. I'll use this one. This is a cheaper brush, just in case this is something in here that's going to ruin me. Won't focus to the camera. See, cameras use background far away. Webcams are single lens. They have to have something under, like a piece of black paper. Okay, I'll try that next time, Jean. Thanks. Dorothy, I mixed it with the Schminke ready-to-use watercolor binder. It's a pretty big jar. I mean, I have a big hand, and it's, what is it? 200 mils, and it's liquidy. It's like honey, almost. See it on the top there? And you just mix your dry pigment with it, pour it in a pan, and voila, you got yourself a watercolor, is the theory. But I don't know if these are going to work the same. If these are the same kind of pigments you'd need for, hey Ella, for watercolors, right? I'm trying to force it. So let's see. This one dried up pretty nicely. This one's tacky to the touch. This was actually a finer ground pigment. Really fine. So let me, little spritzy on both of those. Let them sit for a minute. And we're going to dive in. Yeah, it's kind of, right, Jean. It's kind of like their version of gum arabic. It's got couple other things in it. Of course, they're in frickin' German. Oh, you know what? It says shake well before use, and I have not been shaking this. Never saw that on there. Did you, CB? Maybe it's not yellow if I shake it. And not sticky. So anyway, this pigment right here, it was still wet when I did this, but I took this one piece that I was just made my sacrificial piece that didn't come out right, and I was just whipping it around with the end of the brush. You can see a little bit of it over here. See that pink on there? Hear it? It's still sticky. And this was a number of days ago. I don't know. Right there's a little piece. It's sticky. The rest of it is not like that. Here's another piece. It's sticky. So that's not going to work. Yeah, I made all these. I'm sure this is what I used when I made the. I took the primary elements and made all of these. And I've used most of them. You can see most of them are almost empty on the top row there. I filled this African jade up the other night. I made a new purple, and these four down here and the one in the middle, they're new colors that I made. All right, let's see what happened here. So this, when I used this when it was wet, it kind of separated and almost floated on top of the water like gasoline would look on the water. Oh, it isn't solid all the way through. It's still wet underneath. Let's see what happens. Well, that looks crappy. Get that off my brush in case I have myself a little problem. I do not think this is going to... This is such an ugly color, but see, it'll flash that blue when you get it just right. It's flashing that blue, but when it's not, it's... I don't know what that is. Oh, and this way, oh, that's wild. Can you see that? No, see, for you it looks blue. This angle, when I do it, I see all purple. Why the hell isn't that showing up like that on there? It's a mystery. And it's kind of separating. That's bad news. Let's try the other one. I might have just wasted some money here. Yeah, I'll try that, Jean. See if I can, if that'll get rid of the tacky on there. All right, and here's this one. And this one seems really sticky. I don't know if that's going to work at all. And that's still wet underneath, actually. And that's been sitting there for a number of days. It's like honey. Wow, that's not showing up at all. And it's got really micro fine uh, shininess in there. Hello? Not going to work. Let me get a piece of black like Jean was saying. You still can't see that, can you? I can see it here. All right, let's let that dry. Let's not fight the system. Let's let it dry and see if it's going to cooperate there. And I maybe have to use those on black. Yeah. Let me just grab black and see what happens. See, now that's a good idea, actually, while I got this out here. Let's see what this one does. Ah. I think you might have something there, Z. And it's really flashing both colors. Why the hell that won't show up that purple on camera? That's so... Oh, there you go. See that right there? That's so weird. It's almost vertical to the camera in order to see that purple, but somebody surely saw that. All right, let's try this other monstrosity here. Yeah, that's like snot, really. Let's be honest. Call it what it is. It's snot watercolor, that's what it is. This one looks pretty cool. Okay, so here's this one. Look at that on black. Isn't that crazy, all those different colors? That's rather yummy on black. I wonder if this shows more when it's drying. Let me go this way so I'm not blocking the... There you go. See that purple in there? It's crazy. It's so finicky. Actually, as it's drying, I can see both pigments in there. That's pretty cool. What's this one doing? And look at this, some white. Not so much. Good idea, Z. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Jean? It's really quite the popper. Now I want this to dry and I want to feel how tacky it is because this is not good. And I had actually some leftover, so I put some in this second little half pan here. But I also took this pigment, the Schmincke Medium, and I put it with these two. The Aqua Bronze Trocol powders. One is silver and one is rich pale gold. And I did this before. And I think they're in another palette I have in a bag that I pack to take places that I never take anywhere. No, Zandra actually said it first, I think, Jean. Jean, and then you said it right after her. From at least that's what I saw on the part of the chat I was looking at. So let's see, what do we got here? Here's the silver and the gold. Let's see what happens. I can already see some of that pigment moving on the top of that. Hello? Oh, God, that's frustrating. This paper's all buckled here. I don't want to set it where it's going to spill over. Mix the powders with your matte medium or gel medium or an acrylic binder and it will give you acrylic paint. Right. Yeah. It seems like forever since I've been messing with acrylic paint. I thought about that and I thought I got more acrylic paint than anybody should have. And I haven't touched it in I don't know how long. But next week I'll be doing my new stencil launch with the coupon code. And I'm sure I'll be jelly plating and doing some stuff with acrylic while I demo those. This is still not, it's still liquid all down through there. It's not just this top skinned over. So that might be why this is, I guess it's going to take a long time to dry in here. I'm sorry, a little bit out of frame. Not as brilliant as some metallics that I've seen and have. Yeah, that's still all liquidy underneath of there. Yeah, well, maybe I prematurely played with these before they set up. Yeah, not wild about that. Let's try them on black. Hello. Hey, Terry. Knock down, drag out, brawl. What did I miss? Damn it, I love a good brawl. Obviously a lot more vivid on the black, of course, even when they're wet. All right, well, let's sit these back here for another week or two to dry. These two here might have been a valiant effort, yet a fail. That's okay. You can't win them all. Isn't that what they say? Throw me a bone every once in a while would be nice, but yeah, you know. No, they are talking about the iPad. Oh, oh Lordy. I'm going to show you these fluorescent watercolors, which I thought there wasn't such a thing, and then I saw these somebody YouTube. The YouTubes get me in trouble. They're marked on here with color names, but when they spilled out in the garage, I just slammed them back in there, and I have no idea which one. Well, I kind of do. And they were named kind of weird. Like the yellow was called Opera. Oops, see, this is the one that cracked apart. The yellow was called Opera. I think that was Rose. This was Orange. Oh no. Pink. Maybe this was pink. And that was Rose. And this was light orange. Oh hell, I don't know how they went. Forget it. But anyway, they are rather bright fluorescent-y stuff. The three on the top look real similar. on camera. Let's see what they are in real life, shall we? Let's do yet another experiment. Let's switch brushes. Oh, great. I've got ink and a cut on my finger. That should go well. I want to see if those pigments are fixed on the paper too when they dry. So these came from Japan. All right, let's see what we got. Looks like it sucked up some of that water. Wow, that's pretty bright. Let's see if I can bring in a little bit more. I'm going to push all this back. Wow, that's opera pink on crack right there. These were kind of cheap though. I think they were like maybe $13, which I think seems cheap coming all the way from Japan. And the shipping, I think, oh damn, look what I just did. Oh well, what are you going to do? Whoa, hello Blaze Orange hunting jacket. Wow. Hang on, let me try to get this lifted out of there. They're really vibrant, and looking at the screen, they're not coming out as vibrant as they are in person. In person, it's like you want your sunglasses on. Wow. That's like acid yellow. That's crazy. This is a different orange called light orange. Yes, I did get them on Amazon, Z. They're called Lumi Accent Color. Let's see, does it say anything else? Of course it does. All in Japanese. Yep. The colors and the name on the front are in English, but the rest is all in Japanese on the back. Wow. They are not as near on camera as they are in person. They are pretty snazzy. I'm going to try to take a still on my camera, see if it'll be any. When my freaking phone turned off again. What is up with this? All right, so I won't be taking that now. Yeah, I'm looking at the screen now to see what you guys are seeing. They are much more brilliant in person. like hurt your eyes kind of bright. That's pretty cool. I thought they were going to be kind of chintzy, but I am pleasantly surprised. Let's do this. Is that your daddy? Is your daddy home? Hey, hon.
What you doing?
Streaming.
Oh.
How are you? Say hi.
Hi.
That was very enthusiastic.
I was wondering why you didn't answer my text.
Oh, I didn't see it. Well, you know what? My phone cut off. I picked it up to take a picture and it was off. It was restarting as I picked it up.
Okay. So remember this.
Do you know, is that a person's name?
Yeah,
Last name?
Last name.
Marie?
Yes,
I know a Marie.
Nora? She's a year behind you.
Don't know.
Marie graduated with you? No.
Yeah.
No.
Why? How do you know? Sorry, guys. I'm chatting with my husband.
She beat my butt with today call.
Oh!
She's a good
A girl beat up my husband.
She's a 8 handicap. I'm a 6, and I couldn't. Her and her husband I couldn't stay with both of them. So they beat us. We beat them a couple holes, but they beat us mostly.
Oh, wow.
She almost holed one out from about 120 yards.
Oh, wow.
She's the one that had the hole one last week.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, her second shot, she almost got an eagle. She missed it by that much. It rolled right around the cup. I'm sitting there hoping it goes in. I mean, she was going to birdie it anyway. Best I was doing was parring it. So
yeah. Well, how was the temperature out there? A little warm?
No, it's fine.
Not bad.
But they had a real nice couple. He's a little older than her, and they sat
now
down.
My phone's going off right and
left.
left.
They wound up sitting down, eating dinner with us and everything, talking to us. And she was talking about that she's a blue collar girl. She lived in Dundalk, and that's how we got. And she said, oh, I asked my sister. All right.
Yeah, I knew Marie. All right, hon. I'll be up in a little bit.
She graduated 75.
Yeah.
I think this girl graduated 76.
Okay. All right, I'll be up in a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. Golf. Yeah, he was playing golf. He and his stepson, Daniel. Yes, they're fed. And they got their meds and everything. They're good. Yep.
And your treat?
Yep.
Said no.
They're done. Oh, God. Please. It's like a bull coming through the... disrupting the whole works here. But anyway, he plays on a Tuesday night league with his stepson, Daniel. And they go over after work. Of course, Dave gets off pretty early because he goes in so early. But they play 9 holes and then they get dinner afterwards. And it's like $25 or something for the 9 holes and the dinner. And he said sometimes the meals are really good that they get. But anyway, I just got back from that. Which is why I thought I'd stream tonight because I got home early from my mom's visit. Then I went over to my mom and I thought, yeah, I'm a golf widow again. Maybe I'll just get on and play a little bit. These are kind of nice. I like all the colors, honestly, but this one's really, it's kind of a real bright coral. I don't know of anything that lines up with these and any other watercolors that I have. They're like very quinacridone on crack. Yeah, Dave actually used to play softball. He used to pitch for years and was apparently quite good. But when he had his mastectomies and they took his lymph nodes, the way the doctor cut him, he cut them all up underneath of his arm and screwed up that muscles, and he couldn't really pitch after that. Even after he got better, he just didn't have it anymore. But he's here to talk about it, so that's all good. Hey, Kate. So anyway, let's see what else. All right, let's put these. Put your finger in it, of course. All right, let's put these aside. And what else was I going to show you guys? I didn't get much really, just those. And these little experiments I did here that are, let's see them now that they're dry. I'm going to try to, one more time. I'm going to try it one more time to see what kind of flash you get it with the, oh, what the hell? It's like going black now. I'm not even seeing any of it. I'm not going to show you, is it? But I wanted to see if I can find a clean finger. Yeah, that's not moving. That's not moving at all. This one, the one that was, I called it snot watercolor because it was real snotty, sticky consistency. It still is. These are a little still wet here. This one's not. Just the puddles. They're not moving anywhere either. So this medium, the Schmincke medium, does seem to lock them down, right? But that, for some reason, that pigment is not user-friendly for art. So, oh, so here's this palette that I got. It's very, very heavy. Let me move that a little bit. And let me go check on that piece that I was working on that I did earlier and see if it's dry yet. I might be able to use that as the back page. Oh, I wanted to show you. Oh, wait a minute. Here's another one I had drying up on a box I forgot about. This one I could probably use as a second sheet. Right? That one's not bad. Where's my other one? Here's the one I really like. That one could probably go in as a second. I forgot. I knew there was another one. Wasn't standing up high enough to see it, dumbass. But so for those of you just coming in, I'm going to make another moleskin planner, and I covered the last ones I made with painted papers, but I'm going to cover these with my watercolor beauties here, which is what I was going to do tonight, but then of course we got derailed, and it doesn't take much to do that. Yes, this is porcelain. It is porcelain. It wasn't expensive, and I got it. Dorothy, you might know the name of the place. I want to say something like SAA or SAS. Again, on YouTube, I saw somebody talking about getting one there. Oh, I think it was Sharon Cullen, a watercolorist with a fairly new YouTube channel, at least new to me. And she ordered from there. She was, I think, disappointed with some of the things that she got from there, or some of the service was something, but you see this on her desk all the time. And I always wanted one. I never could find it, but that's why you had to go over the pond to get it. But remember when I was doing all these Yupo papers the other day, right? And I did a gessoed canvas, a gesso, one of these cradled things with a gesso board. And here's how the watercolor dried on that. It really absorbed it, and it took some of the brightness out, but it's still really pretty. You can see all these primary elements catch the light and shine in there. See all that? And if anybody watching this on YouTube, this is not an acrylic pour. These were watercolors and primary elements pigments. Here's some primary elements up here. And these are that Schmincke. And on this, they pretty much, they dried a lot better than they do on paper or canvas, I can tell you that. But stuff granulated a little bit different, like down in here. See, that's a primary element shine in there. It looked completely different when it was wet, and as it dried, it just sucked in. But I thought this would make a neat background for something. I don't know what, but you know what? I bet with just like resin or some kind of clear, thick, glossy stuff on there, that would look kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, it was laying there. I thought I'd show you. That wasn't dry the last time we met. Um, so let's do. Oh, let's try this. I haven't tried these in forever. Let's do a little messing around with this, shall we? Juniper green, violet, cyclamine. I need a yellow, sunshine. We'll try that. So I'm just going to do different stuff in these wells and we'll see how they come out. Where's my little tubey doobies here? Here's a little, this is a Schminke translucent orange. I'm just going to put the teeniest bit in here and we're just going to play a little bit with the palette and see if it, ew. Oop. See if it performs like I hear it's supposed to. I have these odd tubes here. Rose of Ultramarine. There's no rhyme or reason to the colors that I'm doing. Here's a Core Quin Gold. Okay. Did I miss a question? Somebody's going to get a Cooper stick? What? I don't know what's happening. What's happening? I've lost control. Okay. All right. Let's do some of the liquid PH Martin Radiance out of frame because I am zoomed in a little bit. A couple of drops. This juniper green, I love this juniper green. It's probably my fave. Oh look, violet. And cyclamine. I watched somebody do a video. I think it was, is it Yasmina Creates is her name? She's on YouTube and on Skillshare. She's one of my favorites on Skillshare. Anna Victoria Calderon is my favorite, I think. And then Yasmina Creates is really good too. Oh, and okay, I forgot what I was saying there. Patty, I suggest you use a watercolor ground on object, not watercolor paper. It works better than gesso for watercolors. Yeah, I would imagine it would, Jean. I saw Cece doing one where she put watercolor ground on a canvas, and she said it actually sucked some of the color in more than she thought it, more than it would have on paper, but it did work. Hey, Ange, how you feeling? She said it did suck up more of the color than she was expecting it to. But that it worked better than just on the canvas. I still don't have any. I got to get some watercolor ground. So these I've had in my stash for quite some time. Totally forgot I had them. They're Peerless Liquid, silver and gold. So let's just throw. I'm assuming you got to shake this up a little bit. So, and it's still sealed. Oops. Look at that yumminess. Try to save you, my little nugget. Ooh, that's really thick. That's nice, I think. All right, let me get a piece of paper. A piece of paper, please. And I'm just going to play, because we know I can't draw, right? We all get that. Oh, it's true, it's true. I just want to play with this palette a little bit. Put all this stuff back there. And I want to get the palette in more than the paper, really. And I want to see how this acts on the porcelain, because I hear that it acts different than it, trying to use these tins. You know how it all beads up and stuff on here, and on here, it's not supposed to do that. So this is the Schminke translucent orange. Wow, look at that. It's not beating up. It's actually just spreading out and being like a nice wash where you can really pick it up nicely. That's kind of cool, huh? Huh. I got to get into this gold. This looks pretty cool. Let's see if it acts cool. Gonna work with me, or are you gonna work against me? How's it gonna be? It still looks kind of thick, doesn't it? I got these at Queen's Inks a while back, actually. Oh wow, they're a lot lighter than I thought they were going to be. Let's try it on black. Yeah, white shows up better when it dries, of course. Interesting. So this is Rose of Ultramarine. I picked this one because it's a really, it granulates a little bit, and it breaks into two different colors, like an ultramarine and a rose, oddly enough. Can you imagine? That's why they named it that. But this really does act differently on this surface than it does here. Let's see if I take this over here, how it beads up like that. And here it just stays out there nicely, so you can grab what you want, little bits of it, and not have to fight it all the time. We'll look at that when it starts to dry. Let's do some of these. Is this my juniper? Look how strong this stuff is. Good Lord, I probably only need one drop. This is a beautiful turquoise color. It's called Juniper Green. That is so vibrant. And of course my camera's not going to pick up the real beauty of that. But this is one of the ones that you'll see Anna Victoria Calderon use a lot in her first, was it her first video? What was she doing with it? Yeah, I think she was doing a galaxy and had that in there. It was just so vibrant, and it's very vibrant here. It's gorgeous. Let me see what that looks like watered down a little bit. Wow, that's still real strong. Wow. Those are really, really strong pigments. I'll have enough on the palette for many moons to come. This is Queen Gold. Oh yeah, this is really nice. I'm liking this porcelain deal here. Look at that, how it just... This is the core Queen Gold. That's always a beautiful color. And see? It will not... It's not purple and it's not turquoise. What's it say, Patti? Oh, hey, Paula. I read if you take a magic eraser, it will stop the beat. Really? And I have some of those. I'll have to give that a try. Allie maybe tried magic eraser like Paula just mentioned. That's a good idea. They're pretty cool for a lot of different things. This is the Sunshine Yellow. So, you know what? I'm like a squirrel, I'm telling you. Hey, Jan. I started to tell you about Yasmina Creates did a certain video I was talking about. She was talking about how she showed the color wheel in her video. This one was on Skillshare. And she showed the color wheel and that, you know, for all of time, we think of red, yellow, and blue as the primary colors. But so the true primaries are more the primaries that work as a better triad to make all these different millions of, like your printers, right? Cyan, magenta, and yellow. So she said for the, was it these? I think it was these three that she suggested using as a triad to start your color wheel. Sunshine Yellow, Cyclamen, which is like a brilliant hot magenta, and Juniper Green, which is more like a cyan turquoisey blue. And to mix from there, let's play with that a little bit and see what happens. So I need a little bit more yellow out here though. Who is your favorite skill? My favorite on Skillshare, I would have to say, is Anna Victoria Calderon. And I really like Yasmina Creates. It's Yasmina, I think. There's a couple other that did different galaxy things that appealed to me, but those two were definitely my favorites. All right, let's try this and see what we get. Let's put a little bit of this yellow out here. And let's get a little bit of this. Ooh, that's a pretty green. That's actually beating up a little bit there. Get a little more yellow. Wow. You'll like this, Jean. That's a pretty green from those two. Right, yeah, right, Debbie. It's, you know, it's the printer inks where you get millions of colors. This is the Cyclamen. See, that kind of looks like a hot magenta. Right, here it is here. And then grab a little bit of this. Wow, that blue's really strong. That one a little bit on the purple side, but that needs more pink. Mo pink. Wow, look at that purple. So they do make really pretty. Let's try some of the, let's get some more of this yellow out here. And mix it with the pink. I still need more yellow. Going through a lot of yellow, it seems like. Yeah, there's Anna Victoria and Yasmin. Thanks, Jen. I wonder if I didn't wash it enough. Oh, crap. I just contaminated that. You're not so smart. Ooh, that looks like an ugly color. What did I do there? Did I do anything stupid? I don't think so. Wow, that's... No, I did. Something's not right there. Look what that's doing. Ew. Look how that broke apart. Isn't that weird? I don't know. Whoops. I don't know what happened there. Let's get rid of that little bit of nasty, shall we? Oh, crap. I'm out of paper towels. No, no. A couple napkins over here. Let's get that off of there. And let's get that off of there. We'll just have to sacrifice that little bit. Let's try that again, shall we? These are not light fast. The Radiant are not light fast. The ones that are light fast are the, what the hell are they called? Hang on. Just happen to have some right here. Hydrus. These. They're the ones that are light fast. And people say they don't look as translucent. These are very translucent. Right? These are so strongly pigmented. They're awesome. These don't look like they are, but, and you know what? Let's try it because they say once you work with them, hey Mojo, hey baby boy, you come to see your mama. What a nice puppy. Synchromatic transparent. Oh, I don't know what they are, Paula. Synchromatic. Let me write that down. God forbid, I'm out of the loop. I'll have to look and see what they are. Now the red looks, well, let's shake both of these up. I don't even know what I grabbed. There's a red, deep red rose, and this one is phthalo green. Just two I grabbed. I have one of the sets. I forget which number it is. Are they in little bottles like these, Paula? The synchromatic? That purple's gorgeous. Look at those two. Look at that. Okay, let's put a little bit of this red. Okay, my squeezer's not working. Okay, a dead squeezy thing. Let's try this. I gotta clean out my pipette. My pipette. Let's see. Let me shake this one up. Oh, it is a dropper bottle. I don't ever remember seeing those. I wonder if it's something that's like a UK, Canadian thing. Oh, hang on. Somebody just threw something out there. Whipped by me. Jean did. Synchromatic transparent watercolor colors are easy to handle and give ultimate transparency, ideal for use in airbrushes, designed specifically for work that requires more transparency, such as retouching, hand coloring, photographic papers, and films. Each liquid comes in an iconic half-ounce bottle, its own eyedropper. Fugitive when exposed to direct sunlight over time for light, fast archival watercolor use. The Hydrus, which is what these are. Oh, interesting. Oh, cool. I just clicked on Jen's link. Let me get back to where you guys are. Grab that while I can find it. Okay. All right. Let's throw some of this down. I'm going to assume I shook that enough. Oh, Oh, that's got a little snotty on the bottom of it. I could kick myself. I bought a bunch of watercolor stuff a number of years ago and then never really used it. The hydrous ones. Paula, do you have any of the Radiant concentrated? I mean, they're not light fast, but they're so clean and brilliant. That's what all these are right here. All these, right? Not this one. This is Rose Ultramarine. But they are so clean and a drop goes so far. Um, Throw a little bit of that in there. Now let's see how transparent they look. Let me put, let's do some. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just put some black marks down here. And I do hope this is waterproof. CB, I can't believe you would just ask her if she needs more. Hello? Yes, she does need those. Of course you do. The more you need, the less bad I feel. All right, I'm going to do these first just to see what kind of... Wow. I'll have enough red rose on here for my lifetime. And then some. So there's my black lines. Wow, look how brilliant that is. Let's just drag a little bit of it out. Just for giggles, we're just going to play a little bit. And here's the phthalo green. Wow, that's dark. I'm going to get just a little bit of that here and try to get that. Let me see what the difference is with more water. That was so strong. Wow. That's what I say, Jean. I'm not going to do anything that I'm worried about it being light fast. I mean, and everybody, if you use it in a journal, it's going to be closed all the time anyway. Right? So who cares? So you can see my little black lines through there. This one was so dark it almost covered it, but that's it watered down. Now let's go back and get a little bit of this is the juniper green. That's just a touch of the violet. That's very close to this. That's very transparent. So I do think, just for giggles, let's see how transparent the transparent orange is. Make sure they're not mislabeling this. Many glass frames have UV glass. Oh, that's true. CB. Oh, Lord, girl. Look at that. It's transparent. Just like it says. Cool. This is the pink. Cyclamen, this one's called. Yeah, they're all real transparent. See, that's a really fine line, too. I really like this. This is my only porcelain palette I have. Actually, I have a small one, a real small one. Um, but I saw somebody using this and I had to order it in from the UK. I think it's called a bear claw palette. Um, it's one big ass bear, if that's what it is. But yeah, you know. Um, what I'm wondering is if you had like, I don't know, what would it take? 3 of those or 4 to make a circle if it's meant to fit together somehow. I don't know. I don't need that many. That I'm not going to do. Huh. Interesting. But these are staying pretty much splayed out there and not beating up like it is over here. But I'll have to try the magic eraser thing. How much is it on that link, Jen? Let me pop out there and look at that link. Because I think I got it. Oh, no, that's about right. And it's free shipping. Not eligible for Prime, but it's free shipping. So it's $22, $22.72 on Amazon. It's called the SAA Ceramic Footprint Palette. It's porcelain. It came from the UK. It didn't take that long to get here, only a few days. But that's the only place I could find it. And that's where I know the artist I was watching on YouTube. That's where she got hers, SAA. So I thought that was pretty reasonable and free shipping, and it got here so fast from the UK. That's what threw me. I was like, what the hell? Why can't everybody do that? Oh, well, it just popped into my head because you know how things pop in and out. I'm going to have a new stencil release finally. It's months and months overdue from just my crazy schedule. And to be 100% transparent about it, I'm not all that thrilled. There's some designs that I like. I wanted to do more, and I wanted to try to work on a second set of pictographs that I just didn't get to pull off. But we're going to move forward and put out what I have, and a coupon code will be coming out. Same deal, 20%, not just on the new ones, but on all of them. And free domestic shipping for orders, I think $25 or more. And if you order $50, you get a freebie, which I think is going to be one of the masks. I think. I'm reading. I was wondering what a double primary was. I was thinking split. Okay. Yeah, Debbie, I think what you're talking about, and I'm not an expert, trust me, but I believe a split primary is where you have, and I think Daniel Smith sells one, where you get a warm and a cool red, a warm and a cool yellow, and a warm and a cool blue, and it makes for mixing all sorts of good, yummy colors. Yeah. So, what time is it? 10 o'clock. Was there something else I wanted to show you guys? Oh, Paula, were you here when I was doing these fluorescent ones? They're big pans. They're Japanese. I got these from Amazon too, and they came pretty fast. And I think they were $13 maybe. This is what they are. Lumi Accent Color. Oh. But yeah, they're dry, almost dry. Got a little puddle up here left yet. Some of them granulated a little bit when I washed them out. See the granulation in there? These don't show up near as neon-y vivid. Neon-y. That's a new word I made up. Just now. Made it up. Yep, that's it. Oh, $20 now. I thought for sure I paid 13 bucks for them. Pretty sure I did. But anyway, still for 20, it's not that bad. And it's Prime, so it's free shipping from Japan. Like, seriously? What does that say? Wanted on June 15th. Oh, fulfilled by Amazon, sold by Japan. Huh. That's still not too bad a deal. But they're pretty cool. Hey, let's see how these mix with the other non-neon watercolors, shall we? Let's have a little go at that while I'm all gooped up. I'm just going to flip this over. So let's try mixing. Let's take a little bit of this. This is the Juniper Green Radiant. Oh, there's a big blur on there, isn't it, from the light? Yeah. Is that going to make everything run down? Of course it is. As long as I don't spill, I think we'll be all right. So this is a little bit of the Juniper Green Radiant P.H. Martin, right? And just for gigs, oh, I gotta wet these again. I'm gonna take this middle one. Oh, thanks for joining, Grammy. I know it was kind of a last minute little shuffle here. Didn't know until I could do it. Let's try this pink. I don't know what this is called because I dropped them in the garage getting out of the car and they misaligned from the names on here and the rest is in Japanese. So that's where we are. Whoa, look at that. That's pretty. It's kind of breaking apart, which is really cool. Let's see what that does. Oh, I'm glad, Jean. That's about my life these days is, oh, look, I can stream in 3 minutes. Oh, look, I can't stream for 3 weeks. That's about right. Let's try. Let's do some of this. This is the Hydrus Fallow Green. Wow, that's really strong. Now let's do some of this yellow and see what kind of a limey something we get out of that. Whoa, look at that. I'm going to try to make that limier. Limier. There's another new one. Write that down, people. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. It makes me happy when I can stream too. Wow. That green's really a strong pigment, but there's some pretty greens for you, Jean and Eileen. The green jeans. This looks way... Oh, wow, that's different. Looking at this on my live feed, on my camera software, right? This looks truer here. But what you're seeing on screen, that looks a lot more of like a spruce kind of a color, like more of a blue green, and it's not. It's green. It's not showing up. It's not showing up on that paper. And now look at this. Look how this separated on here. See how that pigment broke out again? I think that's cool though. And it kind of did it on here as it's drying. Kind of a weird granulation mixing those. I'm anxious to see if the greens do it. Let's try something else. Let's do just a smidge of this because that's really strong. Of course, it all ran down the well when I tilted it. And let's put this magenta-ish one. These must be have a different makeup to make them that neon-y color than traditional watercolors have, I guess. I don't know. What the hell do I know? Huh. Let's try mixing them with let's try just this Quinn Gold. Need more water. Need more water. Let's try put some Quinn Gold down. That would look pretty on paper. More water would help it separate, I think. We're going to try it. I've got all kind of stuff on here, Paula. I'm mixing. These were, this was a Schminke tube called Transparent Orange. These two were Daniel Smith tubes, Rose of Ultramarine or something like that, which actually separates into those two different rose and ultramarine pigments when it dries. Quinn Gold. These are the Radiant liquids. This is a Peerless liquid. You know, the Peerless that has the little dried pigment on cardboard pieces, cardstock pieces. That's the gold there. And then we have the red and the green are the two hydrous colors. And then I'm trying to mix in these with these traditional watercolors to see what happens and see how the pigment's breaking. I'm assuming it's put together. That was juniper green and this pink one here. And that's, look at the palette, how it's separated. That's kind of funky cool-ish. So let's try what CB said. Let's try let's get me more of this. And I'm pretty sure it was this one. Let's get a little bit more of that in there. It's darker than it was before. Maybe it wasn't that one. But for shits and giggles, we shall carry on and see what happens. Let me add some more water. Oh, my water's kind of funky, and I got three big mason jars, and it's all kind of funky. Let's see what happens with that. Yeah, this is it's already starting to break apart. See it on the edges where it's turning a little pink coming out of there? It's kind of a cool look though. The green doesn't seem to be doing it as much. Let's try, for gigs, let's try this, running out of room. This Hydrus red. Put that little bit over here. Let's try some of this yellow with that one. That red's so strong, that yellow just tinged it a little bit. Get more of this. was hoping for a prettier coral orange color. Let's see what happens. Oh, I have those, Paula. I can, let me pull that. That's separating again on there. I have them somewhere. Here they are. Just happen to have. So let's try, which one did it? With the juniper green. So I had like a pink, and they don't really have a, it's this third one here that's kind of pink on this palette. So let's try that. Look at this now. Let's see. Okay, so what am I doing now? I'm mixing the juniper. I need another palette. Ouch! Oh, my ankle. I got something wrong with my darn ankle. I'm gonna have to get this stuff checked out. This one's kind of seen better days, but we're gonna go with this. So I'm gonna take a little bit. I used the juniper green, so let's just take a drop of that somewhere where it looks like it might have been before. Maybe right there. That's really strong pigment, but literally one drop. And we'll take some of this. Oh, that really sucked that water up. Okay, so maybe I'll just mix it in there. This is all kind of funky. All right, are we in frame? Can't hardly see that. Wow, that's an unexpected color. Let's see what that does. That's almost like a cerulean or like almost a royal color of blue. And that was one teeny tiny. Nighty! Thanks for joining. You get a prize for being the first one here. All right, let's get some more of this in there. Wow. All right, let's do this. Let me move a little bit of that over here and try to get more of this. I'm telling you, these radiant watercolors, the liquid ones, are crazy strong. That's getting a little more purple now. Whoa, look at that. That's pretty. Now let's see if these break. Add more water to this little, trail it off here. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go with, take a little bit of this, put that over here. This is the more purple of the mixture. I'm like a mad scientist now. I'm going to grab more of this pinky red and really try to get that on the more violet side. Let's see what happens with that. Wow. Let's see what happens there. The green didn't break. That didn't break apart. Interesting. Let's go back to this bluer one and see what happens with that. We put that down here. Get a little water in there. I can see a little bit of the red sneaking out of there where it's started to get heavier with the water. I don't know if you can see that little cast of color in there or not on camera. Which ones do you need, Paula? Huh. Very interesting. This really, I like the look of how that broke there on the palette, separated. You can see the rose of ultramarine showing those kind of two, well, of course, now you can't see the two colors on there like you couldn't see them before. But I do like this, I must say. And that, I can't believe that's only 22 bucks for that and free shipping from Japan. And I got it in, I don't even know if it was a week. All right. I think I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. I'm getting kind of tired. Go see my husband for a little while. Let me go get the piece of the watercolor canvas that I started out with. Here's where we started, Paula. I was trying to come up with covers for my planner I'm going to make again out of this moleskin. Remember I covered the other ones I did in painted papers, but I wanted it something watercolory, and I thought watercolor paper would be too stiff. Night, Jonna. So I was painting this gessoed canvas paper with inks and watercolor, and I came up with this one that I was like, oh, like I could eat this. And then I started trying to find a match for it, and I kept screwing up the ones that were sort of matching it. I guess I could use this one if I had. One's going to be in the front and the back, right? You can't ever repeat it. This is a close second, but I did another one because I couldn't find that one when I first came on tonight. Oh, sweet Lord, I'm all stiff. And here's this one over here drying. It's almost dry. Where I tried to duplicate it. I don't know what I did on this one, and it was accidentally, of course, but how these little colors here pop through. I mean, they're really vivid in person. And here, and how it was like just watercolor and the ink kind of went around it. But I love that. And this one, I guess I can use either one of these, this or this. These actually look more like a pair, but I'm putting that other one on the front cover. Right, so that's where I was, what I set out to do. Thank you. And that's where we ended up. See that one? Well, there is some turquoise on there. That first one, though, that is so pretty in person. Now this, guys, when I was playing, so I got a couple, for the ones that came in later, I was watching a video and somebody was using these little powdered gems here, and they're for acrylic nails, and they were demonstrating on nails, but they turned like these such cool colors where it had a color shift in it. Like this one went blues to purples and green. I don't see the green in here at all, but it did on the TV. It looked like gasoline on water on TV, on the YouTube. And then this other one is like the finest, airiest glitter ever. And I mixed them with my Schminke medium, the stuff, my ready-to-use watercolor binder. So you just shake this, mix it up with dry pigment, and put it in a pan, and voila, you have a watercolor. So that's what I was trying to do. And this is what I did with the blue one. And that's color in person, that goes to a real bright purple. It is not cooperating on camera. You'll just have to trust me. But this one is the glittery one. And see the shift of the colors and that stuff? But, let's see. It's still the least little bit sticky. And I probably did that over an hour ago. This is the Peerless gold. Were those Hydrus colors used on them? Wait a minute, hang on. No, they were Daniel Smith, Paula, on the canvas. These were Daniel Smith, and the one dark purple is the core color that's dioxazine purple. This is Schminke. It's the Brilliant Violet. It goes on like a dark violet purple, but it dries to like almost an opera rose on the canvas. And Phthalo turquoise, ultramarine turquoise, imperial purple. I put a little bit of primary elements. You can see down here, this little swath right through here. That's the African jade showing through. And most of the inks was, where the hell did it go? Oh, here it is. I'm like officially out of it now. Was this PH Martin again, the iridescent silver. And as I had this really wet, I sprayed it all wet and then went in with, just slopped the watercolors around in patches. And then I dropped some of this in the puddles of watercolor and put some of the primary elements in some puddles. And then I just shifted it and let it roll around the page. And yeah, that's all I did. But this one is, that's a stunner. And then I was trying to figure out different ways to seal those because I'm going to put it on a journal, right? And it's going to be handled every day. So I tried 2 different sprays. These 2 I used. And they both seemed to work. And I used these 2. I did this all on one page. This page. I used all different kinds of this was I scrapped this one because it didn't come out just right. And I used the Dorland wax and the Ranger Distress Glaze. I used the Distress was here and the Dorland was up there and the 2 sprays were here and here. This one I used a liquid one and painted it, but it kept just spreading the purple over. It just really reactivated the watercolor. And then I thought, you know, they feel pretty good. I mean, this was waxy at first. It's no longer waxy. Neither one of these are. So I don't know if I'm going to use one of the wax things or spray it. I don't know. But that's going to be my next feat if I stream this weekend, which I'm hoping to on Sunday. Night, Beagle Mom. Yeah, don't forget, if you guys go to that, order that stuff on Amazon. Paula's got that Amazon link. Her Amazon store, is that what they call it? You throw your link out there, Paula, if you have one. I don't have that, so I don't mind you doing that at all. Can't think of what it's called. Let's give another look at these. And it looks, this one's got a little pink stuff showing through there. That was the Juniper Green Radiant and the Gonzai Tombi. Pinky color. What the hell was that? This, I think, was the Juniper and this pink color too. I think these were all 3 different versions of this mix here, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Whew. Getting a little mad scientist. I got all these experiments laying around here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. But I could really kick myself because way back when I first started getting into mixed media, I thought, watercolor, I love water and I love color. I should watercolor. So I started collecting Daniel Smith tubes. I had a lot of them. And then I got the Radiance and I got the Hydrus. I had a lot of them. Not a ton. Maybe one set of each. I shouldn't say a lot. And then I never watercolored. So I sold my Daniel Smith tubes at a killing of a price rather than let them stay here and go bad. And now, guess what I'm into? Daniel Smith watercolors. Shoot me now. Yeah, so I'm actually using them this time though, so that's different. Get extra credit for that. Oh, Lordy. But anyway, what are you going to do? Keeps me off the street. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not an alcoholic. But I do have a problem. I'm going to let this sit out so this red one dries and that dries and everything dries up. And I am going to put a palette together. Cat, Chandra on Etsy. She is Artistic Cat. And she has an Etsy shop where she sells half pans of Daniel Smith watercolors. And she's got a couple artists that she puts together palettes of their choice for them. And she asked me if I would be interested in doing a palette because she liked my choice when she saw this on one of my streams when she joined. She said, oh man, you got your palette's so different from other ones I have on there because it's all these bright colors. You want to put together your own palette. I said, well, sure. So I had two experiments here, but this is the one I think I'm going to go with. And of course the colors don't show just right there. But I got phthalo turquoise, ultramarine turquoise, cobalt blue violet, carbazole violet, imperial purple, no, carbazole purple, imperial purple, cobalt teal, opera pink, queen coral, phthalo green, and new gamboge. Now I got to figure it out, work on projects for her to use on her site. Showing these. And get my palette out there. All right, CB, move to the corner. Actually, of course, the first one I looked at was kind of all my colors because that's my colors. I mean, you can't deny that that's my colors, right? But then I thought, you know, I need a little something in there to mix some things. So I love the new gamboge. I love the opera pink. I love this phthalo yellow green. And I love the queen coral. And they mix with some of these other things pretty nicely. So I thought these are my base colors, as we all know. But I love those four too. So that's what I think I'm going to go with. Anywho, night, Ange. Hope you feel better, hon. Yeah, I thought about that, Jean, but it's my palette for what I like, and I don't really do a lot of mixing. And some of the other palettes that are out there are specially made for mixing. So I talk myself out of it. I'll have to play with the queen coral sometime and see how that mixes with different colors, but anywho, that's what I think I'm going to do. Yeah, I really like that green too. And you know, I'm not a big green person, but I do love that one. I do. All right, what else are we doing here? All this stuff has to dry again. So I have a big desk. Never big enough. Never big enough. It's kind of interesting. It was like the pinks are the only ones that seem to be separating. The orange with the red and the yellow didn't break. The green didn't break. This didn't break out. But these all show a little bit of separation there. Kind of cool. Yeah, my God, these are all cracked. But you just wet them and use them. They're, you know, it's not a big, doesn't keep them from working. That's just, I think, typical. A lot of people I've seen on YouTube using them does the same thing. I thought at first they were like, oh no, I got a damaged set, but they just fine. And once you wet them, a lot of them will settle back in the cracks again and be more smooth. Anywho, all right, ladies, thanks for joining me on my impromptu. Hey, let's dream now. I appreciate it. A lot of you guys hung in here with me for a good while. I'm gonna retreat upstairs, spend some time with my husband, and put my feet up, get my head around the fact that I got to go back to work tomorrow. So I'm gonna kill my recording and name my video. Stand by.